So here, rather than making another full-fledged program, I'm going to just go over what each of these other methods I want to cover do. And I can give this turtle line-by-line commands in idle, which is really awesome. So I'm just going to import turtle. And now I'm going to say, oh, Bob is equal to turtle dot turtle. And there we go. We've got our canvas over here, and we've got Bob. So let's go. So we've already seen that we have Bob.forward and Bob.backwards. So moving Bob forward 100 steps, no problem. You can also move Bob backward 100 steps, but backward is just for readability, because there's nothing that stops you from putting in a negative direction. As you can see there, Bob moved backwards, Bob.forward, a negative amount. And that's useful if you want to undo something without actually having to specify going backwards or anything like that. Let's go ahead and turn Bob to the left. Bob.left. We're going to turn him 90 degrees. See? Turned there. Honestly, again, let's change the shape. Bob.set.shape. We've got a couple of different shapes here, right? So the default shapes that we can use are, well, we can leave it blank. It's just not, it's going to say that's the classic, and that will give us what shape it is. Classic shape. We could say triangle. Which is more of a triangle than that. You could turn it into square or a circle, but personally, if we're dealing with turtles, I do like to say turtle. These are all built in, right? So if you were going to say Bob.shape is equal to the peace sign, that's just not going to work out of the box. You'd actually have to set it up, which there's documentation how to do it, but honestly, no need to do that because that gets into files and paths. We don't need to tackle that now. But we can do that. We can change the shape by saying Bob.shape is equal to, or let's see, set size. Where's it? Let's see, dot set scale. Ah, yes. Shape size. My bad. Bob.shape size. Size. Shape size. Let's go ahead and say 1.5. 1.5. So I think that'll make it about 50% bigger. Boom. Okay. There's other things we can do which are really cool. We can say Bob.pen color to change the color of what he's going to be drawing with. So let's go ahead and change that to red. And notice that he's got a red outline. And notice that Bob.color, I could do red, but it'll change him entirely red. There's a difference there. That it depends on whether or not we're going to be using the color, to draw with the pen, or is everything that we do with him is going to be red. Well, what else can we do with him? Well, let's go ahead and tell him to stop using his pen for a second. Bob.pen up, also known as up. That will tell Bob, put your pen up. Don't use it. Bob.forward 200. Let's move forward 200. And notice that he didn't draw anything. We can tell him to draw some more by saying Bob.pen down. So you can tell him to put up his pen, put down his pen, and he will act accordingly. Let's go ahead and move forward, 50 spaces. Okay. Bob.pen up. Well, what else? So what other kind of drawing thing can I do? Well, let's go ahead and Bob dot right. So I'm going to turn right 90 degrees. Oh, gotta close that. Bob dot stamp. Boom. Told me 7. Don't know why. But Bob dot forward. You can do FD for short for forward if you don't want to type it out. What? There's 2 turtles? Nah, what he did is that Stamp tells the turtle to make a little belly flop on this giant piece of paper and basically coat the entire thing with ink. So we've effectively made a turtle. So let's go ahead and say Bob dot, or we've made a turtle stamp. To Bob dot color, let's turn it back to black. And set Bob dot pen color to be red. Okay. Bob dot stamp. Okay, and honestly, I want him to go back to the center, but honestly, that's a bit of a pain. But his pen is up, so I could just move him there. So one last command, Bob dot go to is one of my personal favorites, because you can give it an X and Y coordinate, and there we go. So notice that it created a turtle with an outline over there. And that just moves him to Bob to a coordinate position, right? If I tell Bob to go to Bob.go to 100, 100, he would. If I tell him to put his pen down, Bob.pen down, Bob.go to 100. Let's go with negative 100 x and 100 y. He'll draw. So you can use go to be very absolute with the way you're going to be moving things. If you don't know where he is, you can always print out his position. And that will tell you exactly where Bob is, which is really cool. So with these things together, I think we can build some very interesting some more interesting programs. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we can do in the next video.